Fixing your credit score. Now, as a real estate investor, your credit is very, very important. And even if you're not investing in real estate, if you're doing anything to use other people's money, like banks or getting financing for a car, having good credit is very, very important. Now, there are some great tips that I want to give you on how to fix your credit score. See, now, your credit score is basically a ranking that other companies give you for how well you pay back loans. Now, hey guys, my name is Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income. I want to show you how to invest in real estate rental property. So in the description, there's a free course I want to give you. Go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course and click on that link below. But now I want to jump into how I fixed my credit score and how you can too. See, now my credit, I've always had a decent credit. It's always been a 750, 775, somewhere around there. Sometimes it got as low as 710. I even had a short sale way back when I was younger. I short sold a property, so my credit even went down to like 600. It was really, really bad. But I figured out the ways to actually increase your credit score to where you have a higher credit score. If you have like a 775, an 800 or above, banks, financial institutions want to give you money. They say, hey, this person's going to give money back to us with the interest, and we're going to let them borrow money. So this is what we want to do is, number one, the biggest thing, we want to stop the bleeding. We basically want to stop creating more debt and having issues with paying on our loans. Now, if you have a credit card and you're only making the minimum or you're missing payments, that's going to keep hitting your credit. It's going to get worse and worse. So before we can even fix the credit, we need to stop it from getting worse. So number one, definitely pay the minimums, if not pay more. Now, I personally love the snowball method of paying off credit cards. Check in the description for how to actually do the snowball method. It's a fantastic method. I completely love this method of getting rid of credit cards. But you want to stop the problems that are making the credit get worse and worse and worse. So if you have a car loan, if you're not making those payments and you're missing payments or you're paying late, that's going to keep dinging your credit. Now, let's say we're going to get past all that. You're already making your payments. You're doing really well. You're making sure you're using the snowball method. You're getting rid of credit cards. You're getting rid of debt. You're doing well. Let's say you're doing that. Now, we need to fix the credit. There's a few key tips that I'm going to give you. Now, first, take a look at this chart. This chart is literally my credit score. As you are looking at this chart right now, this is my FICO score or my credit score. This is literally how my credit score was. So at 747 in December, I realized, you know what? I just want to try to see what happens when I fix my credit, or if what I'm doing actually fixes my credit. And you don't have November here. November, it was like 710. Like it was really much lower. But imagine if it was 710. I literally just got this from the credit reporting agency. I was super excited to see this. And the big reason why is you can see now it is literally a 710. And I am super excited about this because I am at an 810 credit score. It's super fantastic that over time went from 747, if not 710 back in November, all the way up. It even went to 809 or 816. I saw it was as high as 816. I did a little bit of things, and I'll tell you about how I did this, where it actually dropped to 775, and I realized, uh-oh, what just happened? What did I do wrong? I did this. Let me fix it. And I fixed it, and it went right back up to 810. So it literally shows you that this is absolutely possible. Now, as you can see, in December, my credit score was 747. In January, 796, and it kept going up. Now, this is a few key tips that I really want to give you. So the first thing that I want to give you is stop paying just the minimum and pay a little bit more every single month towards your credit. Now, if you're like me, now let's just imagine, like I said, you've already really good with your credit, you've paid off, now you're paying it every single month. You're not getting in further debt. You're actually paying off the credit cards every single month. See, now I have like 7 credit cards now, and this is a tip that I'm going to give you. I have more credit cards now, but they all have zero balance. In fact, every single month I pay them off, so I don't pay any more interest. I don't pay interest on them. They always go back to zero, always go back to zero. But here's a number one tip I want to give you. What you want to do in the middle of the month to get your credit score better, instead of waiting until the bill's due, when the statement comes out like on the 5th and then is due the next month on the 5th, well, you want to pay it down. If you can't pay it off, but pay it down from the total dollar amount. Let's say you owe $3,000 on a credit card. The statement's going to close, and that's the amount you're going to be due with $3,000. Pay the day before. pay like $2,000. So you're only reporting $1,000 to the credit reporting agency instead of $3,000. They love that. Not that they don't know that you had $3,000. They just love that it's only $1,000 that's borrowed. If you have a credit card that's a $50,000 credit card, which I have credit cards that are $50,000, I only owe $1,000 on it, as opposed to like $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. I only owe $1,000 going to the credit reporting agency, and then from that, I mean, if you get down to zero, it's even better. They're saying, man, this person has $50,000 in credit. He's using the credit, but he doesn't carry a balance. We don't ever see it on there. So if you do that, that's really going to boost it up. Here's a big reason. Now, if you could look at my screen again, if you see how I went from 747, in fact, it was 710, 747, 796. What I did was a year ago, I actually closed down my credit cards. Now, here's a big pro tip I'm going to give you. I actually closed down my credit cards, which means, let's say I had 4 credit cards and the total amount of credit was $200,000. 4 credit cards at $50,000 each. I don't think I had that much, but let's say you did that. But I closed down 2 credit cards. That literally took out $100,000 in credit, so I only had $100,000 in total credit. Well, if I borrow $4,000 a month and I pay it off every single month, that's still $4,000 of $100,000. It's so much, this is kind of confusing, but imagine this. A credit card company or the FICO score or your credit score looks better if you have more available debt or credit, not debt, but credit. You have available credit of $200,000, looks so much better than available credit of $100,000. So if you have $100,000 available credit and you're using $4,000 of it, doesn't look nearly as good as $200,000 in available credit with $4,000 used. So my problem was I closed down my cards. I closed them down, which got rid of my total amount of credit, which drastically crashed my credit score. It literally did. That's how it went down so far. And I was, what just happened? Why did it go down so far? It's because I closed honestly, I think it was like 4 credit cards. I had 4 credit cards. I was getting credit card airline miles and all that sort of stuff, doing really good, making a lot of money on those. But I closed them all down because I'm not going to use them. But then I saw the credit score just crashed. I thought, you know what I need to do? Let me test this. And as you are seeing in the FICO score, my credit score, you're seeing it go back up. What I started doing was I started getting more credit cards. So it went from 747 to 796 because I opened like 2 credit cards. I think I had a total of like $30,000 in credit. Then it jumped up to 816 because I got a whole nother American Express card and it gave me another 30,000. And then I got a Cabela's card. Cabela's is like an outfitter. You get boats and hunting gear and fishing stuff. And I got a credit card from them. They gave me a $50,000 credit limit. So that skyrocketed the amount of total credit that I had. In doing that, I still paid off all my credit. I made sure, all my debt, I made sure I wasn't going late. I was doing everything right. And in doing that, just by having more credit cards, it skyrocketed to 816. Now, here's also what I did. With it dropping back to 809 and 775, with it dropping from 816 down to 809, down to 775, I realized what I was doing was I was carrying a balance on a few different credit cards. So those credit cards that I opened, like I had a Walmart card, I had a Cabela's card, I was literally paying those off, but they did not have a 0 credit. I was literally paying those off every single month, but I'd let the statement close with a balance on there. And then at the end of the month when it was due, I would pay it off. So it would always be 0, but the credit reporting agency always saw me having a balance on these credit cards. They didn't like that. So what I did was I made sure I always brought them back down to 0. So I have maybe 2 cards that there's always a balance on, but Walmart never has a balance. Cabela's never has a balance. American Express or the American Airlines never has a balance. All that sort of stuff. I just keep them open. So it looks like I do have a lot of credit, but I have very little utilization of that credit. Now, here's a tip for you. If, let's say, and this is what I just wanted to close my account because I didn't want anybody to steal my credit card or number somehow. I don't know how they would, but just in case, I wanted to close it down just so I didn't have any issues. Now, one thing that the credit reporting agencies love is if you have long time of having a credit card open or credit in general. If you have a credit card open for 6 months and then close it, another 6 months and then close it, another 6 months and close it, like a bunch of different credit cards, they do not like that. They hate that. In fact, you want to keep it open for a very, very long time. They like long credit, that you have good credit with companies. Now, here's the great thing that you need to do. If you're worried, if you want to make sure nobody steals, call up the company and this is a big pro tip, call up the company and tell them, lock my card so no charges can be charged on it. They're like, oh, really? Do you really want to do that? Yes, I do. You don't tell them this, or you can if you want, but I'm literally just keeping it open for a rainy day if I need it, or I'm keeping it open to fix my credit because I have a lot of credit with you. So that's what I do. I literally lock them so that, I actually keep my credit cards in my safe, and inside that safe, they're not going to get to it, but just in case they hack or whatever, they get to the electronics, they might have gotten my credit card from someplace else, whatever it might be. It's literally locked, so it's not going to get any charges. I have to physically call or get on with the app and actually unlock the card. So that saves me from having the issue or potential problem of somebody stealing my credit. Now, we are real estate investors, and as real estate investors, we use our credit to buy rental properties. The more credit that we have to use to buy properties, the better our businesses get, because we're utilizing other people's money, OPM, other people's money, to buy properties. We buy properties that make us $250 or more in passive income. That's cash in our pocket every single month from the rents minus expenses. Now, what we're going to do as investors is we're going to get mortgages on our properties, but I'm going to give you a huge pro tip. When you're going to buy your next property, when you're going to buy it, you're going to need to get a mortgage. And in getting that mortgage, you're going to probably call 2 or 3 different lending companies. Here's a big pro tip. Don't let them run your credit until you're ready to go with them. Because every single mortgage broker, if you go to any bank, they're always going to say, we need to pull your credit. We need to pull your credit. We need to pull your credit. They're literally going to do that over and over again. They're going to say that, but here's an advanced investor, big pro tip. You tell them, no, I'm not going to let you pull my credit until I'm ready to go with you. Run everything as if I have a 800, well, right now, 810 credit score. Run all your numbers. Give me the interest rate, payments, down payment, all that sort of stuff as an investor with an 810 credit score. Now, if everything looks good, if your fees, your points, and everything looks good, and I want to go with you, then I'll have you pull my credit and lock in that rate to get a pre-qualification letter so I can buy that property. Huge pro tip. Don't let them run your credit. Tell them, I know you don't have to run my credit. Just run it as if I have this. But here's the thing. When you do actually go and get that mortgage, you're going to have one company actually go and pull your credit. My suggestion is have 3 companies basically on standby to pull your credit. As soon as you're ready to buy that property and you want to let one company pull your credit, literally have all of them doing it in that same day, 2 or 3 days, in that same time period of them all hitting that credit card at the same time. My opinion is the reason why is, number 1 is getting hit all at once. They all have the same credit scores, which is great. But number 2, if somebody hits it back in, let's say, March, and then you run it again in April, then run it again in May, then run it again in June, there's a bunch of credit hits, which is going to affect your credit negatively. So what I suggest as a pro tip, tell them wait until you're ready, and then have all the mortgage brokers, all the banks run your credit all at one time. And so hopefully you can see how I went from 747 all the way up to 810 and see what I did so you can do it too. Now, you guys are awesome. Hit subscribe, watch this video right here. I want to show you how to invest in real estate. I want to show you how to make money. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.